This is not always true, however. There's a real problem when you come to 1 Samuel 13:1, because there it states that Saul was year old, and then he did such and such in his reign. Well, obviously, he wasn't just a one-year-old baby. But after the term Shana, or before the term, when you ought to have had the number of that would indicate the year of his reign, and I guess the King James and some other versions put in a 30 in italics, all you can be sure of is that it was a number higher than say 12, because according to Hebrew grammar, you would use the singular of the noun once you come beyond that point. That is, numbers from 2 to 10, you'd have the plural. And then 11 and 12 goes by their own track. But then when you get to 13 and thereafter, instead of using the noun in the plural, as we would expect, they use it in the singular in what we call the adverbial case. So if you wanted to say 24, for example, you would say 24 shana, that is 24 in respect to year. So we can infer from that in the case of 1 Samuel 13:1, there was a number that went with shana, and it must have been higher than 12. And it could very well have been 30, who knows? But the problem is that error occurred so early that even the Greek Septuagint, which probably was translated, the Bible was translated into Greek by the 70 scholars, according to their legend. So it gets the term for 70, which is Septuaginta in Latin. They didn't have a clue as to how old Saul was when the thing happened. So there are some cases where we simply have to say a word has fallen out, that's too bad, but that doesn't really amount to an error. It amounts to an omission.